I welcome you all here today to talk about the Bora family. I have an agenda here for you which I'm just going to pass out. We struggled to get all the family members here today, and we hope that working with the family for the next couple of weeks that they will be able to attend very soon or attend the next meeting. So we just decided we'd have a meeting so everyone understood what was happening. Here today we have Mr. Stiles, who understands the family background. We have Ms. Lovato, who's the education officer.
Hello.
We have Ms. Swift, who is the juvenile liaison officer and is taking the minutes. We have Ms. Knowles, who is the mental health expert. We have Lana Del Rey, family counsellor. We have Ms. Perry, who's addiction service. And then I am Miley Cyrus, the chairperson. So first off, kicking off the agenda is Mr. Stiles, who is going to explain the case to us.
Thank you, Ms. Cyrus. Rita is a 14-year-old girl who is in secondary school at the moment in County Monaghan in St. Louis Convent, Monaghan Town. Rita's parents have recently separated and have lived in separate houses for the past 5 months. Rita has struggled with separation and has been self-harming herself for the last 3 months. Rita blames herself for the separation because prior to the separation, Rita's behaviour had got out of control and caused a lot of problems and arguments between her and her parents. Rita's father, Paul, has become quite dependent on alcohol to cope with the separation. Rita's mother, Anne, has recently not been able to attend work as she finds it difficult to get up in the mornings. This has led to Anne's boss threatening to fire her. Anne is now very worried about how this will impact the family financially. Rita's concentration in school has been lacking recently, and she's failed most of her Christmas exams. She's fallen out also with most of her friends and spends a lot of time on her own. Rita's friend Ellie was very concerned about the marks that she had on her arm, and she talked to Rita's principal about the marks and her concern. Rita's principal, Mr. Kyle, spoke to the student counsellor to get in contact with Rita's parents.
So that's just basically what we're dealing with. Now we have the education officer, Ms. Lovato, who's going to explain what's going on in school with Rita.
Hi everybody, I'm the education officer, so I am, and from the case study and from the form that we filled out, I've come up with 3 main problems that Rita's having in school. These are: she failed her Christmas exams, she has lack of concentration in class, and she's isolated herself from all her friends. So before this meeting, I've actually met Rita before, just from skipping class, and I had to have a wee chat with her, and show me that she does want to go on and do 3rd level education. She has a real interest in music, so she does, and she'd like to do something with music, but she admitted to me that she struggled with maths and English. So dealing with these problems, I came up with a few solutions. First of all, exams. I met with her maths teacher and her English teacher, and I discussed with them that Rita has admitted that she's struggling in the classes. The teacher says that she has fallen really far behind, and that maybe that's why she has lack of concentration, because she just doesn't understand what's going on. But they think that she has great potential, and they want to offer her extra classes after school and at lunch times and whenever they can fit it in, just to make sure she can bring her grades up and whatever. And to deal with her isolation, Rita told us that she had a great interest in basketball and that she loved playing basketball, so it'd be great to get her back on the team, get her back involved, and it'd be a great way to keep her active and keep her busy, and an active life is a healthy mind.
Thank you, Ms. Lovato. Next we have Ms. Swift, the juvenile liaison officer.
Thanks, Ms. Cyrus. I'm the juvenile liaison officer, and 7 months ago Rita was found to be stealing in a local department store. Rita was caught leaving the store with a dress to the value of €40, which she hadn't paid for. I became in contact with Rita after this incident, and I was the link between the shop and the Gardaí and Rita. The shop did initially want to press charges, But after further meetings with both Rita and her parents, which the parents were very happy to attend meetings, which I thought was quite positive, the shop has decided not to press charges. No further incidents have been brought to my attention involving Rita and theft, so I think this is very positive, and from talking to Rita, I feel like she's learned her lesson, and I think that it was just going to be a one-off thing. But anyways, thank you.
Miss Knowles is going to talk to us about mental health, just to do with Rita and how she's coping.
Hiya. So as Mr. Stiles just informed us that Rita has been self-harming for the last 3 months, and however 3 months may seem a long time, but if we get in there early and put in early intervention, in the long term it will decrease her chances of developing serious and long-standing psychiatric disorders in the future. So self-harm is a symptom of underlying mental or emotional distress. And young people who self-harm mainly do it because they find it relieves their distress and feelings. And I feel in Rita's case, she's using this as like a defence mechanism to cope with her parent separation. So, and it's thankfully rarely about them trying to end their life, so there's still positive outcomes. So after overlooking Rita's case, I feel that there are multiple triggers and factors that have provoked her here today, in addition to her self-harming. So her feeling of isolation. She's ignoring her friends, she just wants to be on her own all the time. Her academic pressures, which her education officer recently talked about, she's failing her exams, she's not concentrating. Her family problems are at home, which I think are the main factor. Her parents' separation, this is how I feel like she's coping with this, and which is leading to her having a really low self-esteem. So it is likely that if we intervene with Rita now, and educate her herself about self-harm, this would increase her understanding herself and might reduce it in the future. And along with her parents and teachers and the school, even promote self-harm awareness within the school, because I don't think it's done enough, and young teenagers don't know the negative effects it has on them in the future. I've researched 2 support groups which I feel that will benefit Rita. One I found, spunout.ie, which this service is great because it promotes their general well-being and healthy living. So in order to prevent her harmful behaviour in the future, they engage with other young people as well, which I think is great. So she meets other young people going through the same thing through media, so they make it young and fun, offline events and campaigns. Another place I found to be good for Rita would be Peter House in Dublin. It provides like a one-to-one counselling service for her to cope and deal with in a way for her to talk to someone outside the family to get a good perspective.
Would it be far for her to go with it, or?
Well, it's a free service, so if we can look into maybe funding for her to get to Dublin, at least it's free service from then on.
Okay.
So we can look into that can be discussed.
I think father does drive, so he might be open to driving Rita.
Yeah, we should look into that as well, yeah. Like that. And that would be good, at least they're doing it together. You know, they can take the journey there together, and then she can have her own time.
I think someone going with her to support her would benefit her as well.
Yeah.
It's quite a difficult
She
thing
needs
to do.
support.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey is now going to, which is the family counsellor, is now going to talk to us.
Hello everyone, from Mr. Stiles, reading out family issues. These are some of the main issues that I have come to see. Rita's self-harm, as Ms. Knowles was discussing. Anne, Rita's mother, seemed to have early symptoms of depression. There seems to be occupation fears from Anne as well, as she's not attending her work. Paul, who seems to have an alcoholic addiction. And there seems to be a lot of bad communication within the family. So to try and overcome these issues, I recommend family therapy. This hopefully will improve the family's communication, eliminate their isolation from society, trying to get to the roots of their problems, and hopefully come to get the best possible outcome for the Laura family. I recommend the family go to attend a local mental health team, which will observe the family for 13 weeks and see their issues and try to get the best outcome for them. Anne, as I said, seems to have early symptoms of depression. cause of this could be from the 5-month separation from her husband, and maybe there's problems at work that we don't know of, and financial fears for the future. I recommend Paul would attend a meeting as Ms. Perry will discuss, and I would strongly recommend that Rita would attend local mental health services such as Jigsaw.
Thank you. Ms. Perry is part of an addiction service from Monaghan, and she's going to talk about the needs of the family and
Thank you, Ms. Harris. For learning about Paul's addiction, I conclude Paul would benefit greatly from attending the local AA meetings in his hometown of Monaghan. From attending the AA meetings, I feel like Paul could come to terms with his addiction and also to prevent from getting out of control. However, it is Paul's choice if he wants to attend these meetings, of course. There's a local AA centre in Monaghan town which is situated 10 minutes from Paul, where he lives, which would be very good for him to attend. I also have been in contact with Gemma, who runs the local AA centre, and she said Paul would be welcome to join them anytime. The centre is open 7 days a week, and it starts at 8:30 every evening, which would suit Paul as he would be finished work at this time. At this stage, I feel it would be very important for Paul to attend these classes as he would deal with his alcohol addiction, and also he could build a strong relationship with his daughter Rita again, as Ms. Smith was saying that he could travel to Dublin with Rita for her council service.
any questions? No. Now Mr. Stiles is just going to finish us off.
So thank you all. So for listening to all of your opinions, your services, etc. I do think we should intervene because, as Ms. Noel said, that now is the time, instead of allowing recent problems to build up, and with services we can be confident that she will be able to pass through, and we can also help her with school and education, all that. Along with this, we can also help Anne and Paul. So as Ms. Perry said, we can send her to AA meetings, and with Anne, we can give her the service that she needs for her depression. So yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Stiles. Any other business?
In relation to the financial difficulties, I think getting them involved with something like MAPS could help them and just reassure them the options that they have, maybe do a family budget or something with them, and that would reassure Anne and take off some of the worry of it.
That could be something we could do with the next meeting then.
Yeah, if we could get Anne into the meeting, that'd be positive.
So for our next meeting is going to be in 6 weeks' time, which is going to be the 20th of April. We hope that Anne and Paul and Rita can attend, but if it is during the day, Rita will be in school.
We'll do it outside school hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
we should hope that she can come as well.
Yeah.
They're all willing to attend. Thank you for our meeting.